Hey guys, so as you can see, I'm standing up, so that means I'm going to be pacing back and forth a bit. I'm doing this on my computer this time, and I have a microphone just off screen a little bit on a chair, and I'm coming at you from my kitchen. Now, I usually, quite a while ago, like a few years ago, I believe, I promised that I wouldn't get political on this channel because all politics seems to do is divide people. But an issue has happened that I can't stay silent about in good conscience. For those of you who don't already know what happened a few days ago, which would surprise me because it was all over the damn news, presidential candidate Donald Trump was shot. Not killed. Get your groans or hoorays out now, depending on how you feel about that. But he survived. Grazed his ear a little bit, lost like a bit of the tip of his ear. He's alive. He's okay. Now, usually what political YouTubers do, which I am not, but whenever making a political video, YouTubers tend to immediately shift the blame onto someone else. Like, oh, look, it's these people that are to blame. It's the left or it's the right. The moment anything bad happens, I can't, in good conscience, do that because honestly, this goes way beyond petty politics. What one person believes versus what another person believes. Who person A wants to become president versus who person B wants to become president. At this point, I don't give a fuck who becomes president. Whatever happens is gonna happen. I'm not even registered yet, so I can't vote. But I do plan on changing that soon, and at that point, I will go into complete anonymity on what I believe. Because I know a lot of people out there are gonna want my head just for having an opinion. What I'm saying today is not a matter of opinion, it's a matter of fact. And the facts are that this country is unsafe. Not from others, not from the outside, from itself. We run more of a risk of going down in a civil war than we have in going down in World War III. And that's all because everyone in America, well, not everyone, 90% of people in America are too fucking brain dead and stupid to actually recognize the real problems. And no, the problems are not wokeness. It's not the left. It's not the right. It's not any of that bullshit. The issue is with the people themselves. There's a ton of idiots in the world. And there are idiots that think going on and killing somebody is the right course of action. Now, if you can't win the fair way, then what do? Well, what any good, upstanding citizen would do is give up. what any good, like, if you can't win the game fairly, then, well, in this situation, in real life, if you can't win the game fairly, you don't go commit a murder! Now, despite the fact that Trump did in fact live, there was still tragedy, because a person sitting behind Trump was fatally shot. An innocent person just come to watch the speech died. And 2 more were injured that night. Some random citizen died and 2 others were injured. If you can't admit there's a problem here, you're fucked in the head. Actually, scratch that. You have no head! Murder is not the answer when you don't like someone politically. What do you want? The United States to go into a state of lockdown? You want us to fucking be fucked? We're not. There's gonna be consequences for this attempted murder on Trump. There's gonna be consequences. And it's gonna drag in everyone. Now, the shooter, yes, the shooter did die and failed. And the shooter failed at his mission, died. That just means he's not here to see the scrutiny of his actions. And then the security at the venue. Multiple witnesses who saw a guy with a gun on the roof called in, and nobody listened. Nobody listened when people said, hey, there's a guy on the roof. Multiple calls coming into the police, and they just stuck their heads up their asses, up their friends' asses. It was like a fucking human centipede situation down there, because everyone was too stuck up some kind of ass to do anything about it. There was every chance in the goddamn world to stop a single shot from going out. To save the man that was sitting behind Trump. To save the people that got injured from being injured. To save families the grief knowing that their loved one is dead or hurt. We are so sensitive and touchy when it comes to anyone on the outside, to the point where we forego security for actual massive events like this. Meanwhile, while some guy was doing their Lee Harvey Oswald impersonation, all the authorities were doing God only knows what. Now, I'm a proud American. I'm a glad American that I was born into this country where the motto was freedom. Not freedom! Freedom! Freedom as in the ability to get any kind of job you want. No matter your race, your gender, where you're from. The freedom to do that. Not the freedom to shoot people! At that point, if we're just allowed to go shooting people we don't like, that's not democracy, that's not a republic, that's anarchy! That is fucking anarchy! The founding fathers did not come together to make a world where people would just shoot everyone they don't like. They came together and signed the Declaration of Independence to make a land that is fair. Well, where's that fairness? And then, of course, there's all the fucking idiots on Twitter and Facebook that are memeing the situation where innocent people were hurt. This is going to go far beyond anything political. It's going to go deep rooted into the families of these people. Even, like, there were thousands of people, even more, gathered at that venue. This is going to go all the way back to them and their families, too. It's going to affect them. Because their lives were still technically in danger. And what were the police and FBI and all that doing? Doodling around with their heads up their asses. Now, I don't care if you like Trump or not. I don't care if you like Biden or not. No matter what side you're on, there is no excuse for murder. No excuse whatsoever. What is this country coming to? What is this world coming to if this is the example we're gonna live by? Shoot those you don't like, spare those you do like, whatever. No! This is a moment. Yes, it will go down in the history books. But it was still horrible. Now, for those of you who still don't think that it's fair to be throwing all the blame on the lack of security, what if I would like you to close your eyes for a second, think that that's you or one of your loved ones up there. Think for a second. What if you were up there and got shot in the ear, had an innocent die right behind you, and then you came to find out that the authorities were had incompetence levels so high it bordered criminality? You'd be pissed off too. I know I would. If that were my father up there, I would hope that the killer survived just so I could deal with it killing my fucking self. And it would not be as easy as a bullet through the dome. Now let me ask you this, Twitter. All you fucking Twitter users out there who are memeing on this. How many people have to die before it's recognized that there is an issue? A deep-rooted issue that goes far beyond any petty bullshit. What if that was your family member back there in that crowd that got killed? It'd be different. It would be different to you because that's someone you love, that you care about. But no, it's not. So what Twitter does is everyone just distances themselves away from the problem to make it easier to joke about. Like, fucking give it like a good couple 100 years before you can joke about something like this. Even more. America is more divided now than it has been in a long fucking time. I think the only time that America was even more divided than now was in the Civil War. Nothing can beat the Civil War, but things can get pretty damn close. And this is very damn close. To the point where people just lose any regard for human life, all for their petty squabbles over what the government should or should not be. Hell, it wasn't even this bad when Obama was in office. Even then, America was still kind of unified. Not 100%. It was still pretty shit back then. But the moment Donald Trump ran for public office, it's like America just... It's like everything just went upside down. The moment Trump ran for office, everyone was just like, I think now's the time to go insane. And that's pretty much what happened. All over some petty bullshit. That really pisses me off. I may always say that I'm proud to be American, but it gets harder and harder by the day, to the point where I'm not even sure if I want to spend the rest of my life in this hellhole. With the way things are now, tons of bullshit going on, I'm not even sure I want to live in America forever. I figure like I should go to maybe the Lake Britain or Ireland or hell, maybe even Switzerland. I don't know. I just can't. I just can't stay around here anymore. Of course, I have no job or anything, and I'm still dependent on my dad and all that. But when I get the chance, when I cement my place in life, I'm getting the fuck out of here. America has gone to hell. Funny thing is, I can still remember a time when America wasn't this bad. And I was born in 2005. Things really started going to shit lately. People acting like psychopaths. Social media completely corrupting and rotting everyone's brains to the point where they're gonna meme about something they shouldn't be memeing about. Not for another couple 100 years. There's a time and a place for stuff. And jokes about this incident, about this attempt, this is not the time nor the place. People are hurting because of this. And I've seen a lot of people making jokes, taking it all lightheartedly, being all mean-spirited about the whole thing, and people are already saying this is a fake PR stunt. Well, no the fuck it's not. In PR stunts, innocent people don't get injured or killed. The world's lost its mind. This is crazy. This is just crazy. This has got to be one of the most shameful times in American history.